Hello everyone, this is Professor Hill, and this is a short video for our class Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306, here at St. Philip's College. This is the short, condensed Summer 1 version of the class online, and today is Thursday, the 20th of June, 2019. So we're coming up on the end of week number 2, and it turns out that we're looking ahead because we're trying to get into our cycle of Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday. Today being Thursday means that we had an assignment that was due last night. Now, I'm sitting here going through them today, and most of them look pretty good. Turns out that still two things. One, some of them have been just shorter than they need to be. You got to give an in-depth. I don't mind concise, but you got to answer all the questions. And you got to give it some thought. And part of the reason they're too short is that what people are not doing, which is the second thing, is bringing over the concepts and the lessons and the definitions, the key terms, all that from the chapter. You got to read the chapter first and then get to these case studies and offer an essay. I've tried to stay away from the minimum word count. You know, people are like, do I have to have 1,000 words? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to stay away from that. But you also have to give it a good comprehensive treatment. And look, there are great answers. When you go through and look at some of the other ones, hey, some of your classmates, they have long, good, detailed answers. Their essays, they have spent some time on. They read the chapter, you could tell it's incorporated into their response. And there's some good models out there for you now. So please, we got to raise the standard a little bit here. The bar's got to go a little bit higher on some of these. Some folks, you're doing great. So, but we just want to make sure we're giving good, complete, whole answers that incorporate the material from the chapter. That's what we need to do. So, our book, Doing Ethics, Louis Vaughn. We're reading chapter 4 because as I'm grading the ones from last night, we got to look ahead now that it's Thursday to Sunday. This Sunday night, this weekend, the 23rd, midnight, is the next case study, and that's the student's cartoon. And you definitely want to spend some time reading the chapter first, because there's a lot in there about, especially about consequentialism and about different types of that and what it means. And again, the short version here is going to be looking at the outcome of the consequences and then using those to back up and determine what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing, based upon those outcomes. So let me be clear. It's not that people don't know the outcomes or they don't care about the outcomes. They might know and care a lot, but think it doesn't matter. We're still going to use rules and principles, something other than the outcomes, to determine what's the right thing to do. That's very different than consequentialists who are trying to weigh and measure the outcomes, the impact and the effects of their decision. And then, again, here's the key part. Use them to back up and say, hey, this is what we need to do because we want this set of outcomes. That's how we know what's right. That's how we know what's wrong. And there's different types of that, as you'll see in the chapter. So, read chapter 4. Keep an eye on the case study and where we're going. The student's cartoon is a true story. And it's kind of interesting because it gets to these whole questions about intent and somebody's intentions versus their outcomes and the actions and the consequences of that. So let's do it like this. I'm going to keep grading the stuff that I got from last night. If you have any questions, please let me know. But for now, pull your books back out, read chapter 4, and then keep an eye on where we're going in terms of that case study. But for now, the important thing is make sure you master the key concepts, what we're doing in the chapter first, because you're going to want that, you're going to need that to answer your question. All right. Take care. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.